Scenario: the pet to threat phenomenon. From pet to threat when support turns into sabotage. Introduction. Tanya is a 28-year-old systems analyst who started her job at a major tech firm 2 years ago. When she was first hired, her manager, Sandra, was incredibly supportive. Tanya was seen as a rising star in the department and was given exciting opportunities to shine. However, over time, things changed. As Tanya began to assert herself and gain recognition from other executives, her relationship with Sandra soured. Tanya went from being the pet in the office to someone Sandra perceived as a threat. In the beginning, Tanya was grateful for Sandra's mentorship. Sandra often gave Tanya key projects and spoke highly of her in meetings. Tanya appreciated this support, especially as one of the few Black women in her department. She was excited to grow her career and make a meaningful impact on the company. However, as Tanya's success grew, she noticed a shift in Sandra's behavior. The projects that used to be handed to her were now given to other team members, and Sandra started questioning Tanya's decisions more frequently. Once praised for her ambition and ideas, Tanya now felt like Sandra was actively trying to undermine her. This shift is known as the pet-to-threat phenomenon, where minority employees, particularly women of color, are initially favored and mentored, only to be later viewed as threats when they become too successful or visible in the company. Tanya began to feel isolated. Sandra no longer supported her career growth and instead seemed to block her from new opportunities. During one performance review, Sandra criticized Tanya's leadership style and suggested that she tone down her assertiveness, even though those qualities had previously been praised. Determined not to let this sabotage her career, Tanya sought advice from a mentor outside her department. Her mentor helped Tanya navigate the political dynamics and advised her to build relationships with other senior leaders. Tanya also worked on documenting her achievements and aligning her work with company goals to ensure her contributions were recognized beyond Sandra's influence. As Tanya grew her internal network and received recognition from other executives, Sandra's attempts to sabotage her became less effective. Eventually, Tanya was promoted to a senior position, leaving behind the toxic dynamic with her former manager. How to avoid becoming a pet. Tanya learned valuable lessons along the way about navigating the pet-to-threat dynamic and how to avoid being seen as a pet in the first place. Here are some key strategies Tanya implemented. 1. Establish clear boundaries early on. From the start, Tanya set clear goals with Sandra, making it known that her priority was career development based on her skills. She ensured her work, not just her identity, remained the focal point of discussions about her potential. 2. Diversify your support system. Tanya built relationships with other managers and leaders within the company. This diversified her network and made sure that her success wasn't tied to Sandra alone, giving her a broader base of support. 3. Make your contributions known. Tanya became more proactive in sharing her accomplishments with senior leaders, sending updates on key projects, and ensuring she was seen as a contributor to the company's success, not just Sandra's favorite employee. 4. Focus on skill development. Tanya took on challenging projects that demonstrated her technical expertise, ensuring that she was valued for her growing skill set. She constantly worked to improve her leadership abilities, which made her contributions stand out. 5. Be aware of office politics. As she moved up, Tanya became more aware of shifting office dynamics. When she noticed Sandra's attitude changing, she made sure to document her achievements and assert herself in meetings to counter any potential sabotage. 6. Advocate for equal opportunities. Tanya made it clear in meetings with HR and her mentors that she wanted to be evaluated fairly based on her accomplishments. She asked for measurable goals and aligned her work with company objectives, keeping the focus on her performance. 7. Stay focused on long-term growth. Instead of getting caught up in short-term favoritism, Tanya stayed focused on her long-term career progression. She ensured that her success wasn't dependent on any one person's support, but was driven by her own hard work and contributions. Tanya's story highlights the pet-to-threat dynamic that many minority professionals face as they rise in their careers. It's a reminder that success can sometimes shift office dynamics, but with the right strategy, it's possible to overcome these challenges and continue progressing. Have you ever experienced a shift from being supported to being sabotaged at work? You're not alone. Subscribe to Black Tech Green Book for more stories and strategies to navigate complex office dynamics. Like, share, and take the quiz below to test your knowledge.